Everybody's got a blank page, a story they're writing today, a wall that they're climbing. You can carry the past on your shoulders. You can start over regrets. No matter what you've gone through, Jesus, He gave it all to save you. He carried the cross on His shoulders, so you can start over.
Don't let your heart be troubled, don't be afraid. To the brokenhearted, their wishes paid. Never been born, never been torn, never sinned, never disobeyed. I know you think there's no hope, no, but that ain't true. Jesus saved. I know you feeling regret, like I brought this all on myself, like I messed it up big time, and this time I don't deserve God's help. Thinking, how can God forgive me? After knowing what I did, can He? After knowing that I hid from Him and I stayed away and backslid. Listen, Jesus came for the sick, so true. Jesus came for the weak, amen. Jesus came to give good news and to set the captives free, amen. Listen, Jesus came.
So, I wanted to mention about the bench press here. This bar is 60 pounds. It's not really the normal bar. Then at the end, you have what would be the weight stoppers. Thing is that these are 5 pounds. These are 5 pounds each. Solid freaking iron. So that adds another 10 pounds just to the normal bar. So the normal bar itself is 70 pounds. And yeah, I'm only have 35s on it, so we got like 140 pounds. But I'm doing the upper part of my chest on incline, and I'm getting, you know, between 6 to 10 reps on it. So yeah, I could put more, but I'm trying to master certain weights before moving on. I'm not necessarily looking for mass. I'm more looking to be more cut and defined before moving up to mass. So this is the upper press. And again, you have different grips. You can kind of do from the normal 90 degrees and kind of work your way in. So I start, you know, with my PK. There's a little smooth spot between the gridded, but so just try to get full range of motion. You know, using very heavy weights, I wouldn't recommend going beyond the 90-degree elbow point, but I want full range because this is light enough. So, incline bench press. So what I normally do right after my bench press, I guess we call it supersetting, is I jump right off to the preacher curl. It just so happens that this machine, this bench press I got can connect down here, and I can actually remove this by removing 2 screws, and I can just have the bench press. But I got the preacher curl, and that's something awesome to have at home. It's just a lucky bonus. And my biceps are a weak point, I find, in proportion to the rest of my arms and body. So this was something I kind of wanted to up my mass on rather than definition. So I can only maybe do 4 to 7 reps at this weight. So the bar is about 15, and you got about total 50 pounds total of the weight of this. So quite simply, I could do inner, but I usually do the middle grip and work all the way down, work all the way up, kind of, you know, pinching and forcing the bicep the whole entire time. The point is to get full range. You know, some work it. Sorry, I should be having my elbows on top, but I kind of moved down for the camera. So no cheating. I don't like to have my elbows directly on it because it feels weird to push. I like to have them in the air. So you keep doing that until you really have to force. You really force and go get your angry, you know, taking a crap face, and get as many reps and sets as you can. You know, I don't have a set amount of reps. I just want to increase and increase and increase, and eventually, because well, my hard part is I don't have enough weights to add more or less, because it's always in competition with adding more weight to bench press, squats, and deadlifts. So I just keep it usually at the same weight, just for the sake of mind of having to undo it and add weights all the time. It's like I can't go to a gym where, you know, I want 65 grab the 65 bar and do it. So I don't have the only weights I have on the side are 45s and 25s, and yeah, I'm not there yet. So preacher curl, it's an exercise that I've always wanted to do. Now I finally have the chance to do it at home, and that's just one of the other exercises that I've been doing. Another exercise that I just like to do because it's like a cool muscle to target, and it feels awesome doing it, and I like it. It's the reverse curl, where your hands are not underneath, it's an over grip, and you want to use the same principle as if you were doing a tricep pull down, which was like this, but now you're trying to pull upwards. And what I like about it was my father taught me, okay, you work the front, you always want to work the reverse of whatever muscle. So if you want to do bench press, you want to do reverse and do rows. You want to work your bicep, you should work your tricep. So you want to, it's always the opposite. So this was the opposite movement of a tricep pull down, and I loved it. So yeah, I use lighter weight, but I give my hand a full grip upon the bar. Just want to try to like squeeze the bar to like a pulp, and try to keep your elbows locked in place. Now I use lightweight, but you know, once you get into 15 reps, this is what, 15, 25, okay, let's say maybe just around 30 pounds this bar. And I'm telling you, it begins to kill all the way down on this arm. So you want to get this forearm muscle to help increase your forearm size. And this is one of the other exercises that I really enjoy. So there's another exercise that I wanted to work on, and this was to focus on my rear deltoid. It was just a weak point training. And in calisthenics, what you'll see a lot of guys is they'll have really developed shoulders. But what happens is that from doing a lot of dips, you can see where the focus is, and doing a lot of push-ups, the focus is basically on this part, right in here. So what happens is that this part doesn't really get target right back here, because the movement really requires you to be backwards and to be doing motions that are not normally done with a lot of pull-ups, push-ups and whatnot. Now, yes, in the pull-ups behind the neck, if you focus on this part here, you have the front ones and behind the neck ones. The point is to work on this one back here. These already get developed enough. Now, I could be doing a lot of pull-ups behind the neck, which I tried to do, but I also wanted to work another part of the back at the same time. And one of the exercises that I use was kind of a 2-in-1 special, was to be able to do rows. Some people, yes, do rear deltoids standing up and just, you know, flap their arms like a bird, but this one I really enjoyed, which was, you know, bend the knees, straighten out the back, and I try not to hit anything, and then kind of do a reverse, like, you know, there's the butterfly on bench press, or on a bench, where you try to curl it in. Now this is the same motion, but towards the back. So let's try to get this out, and not try to hit anything, you know, and then try to peak at the end. The other way, I'll try to, I know it's kind of ghetto, but, you know, you want to reverse, actually turn that in. The point being is to target your rear deltoid. In that motion, I don't know if you can see it, but it gets activated. Work in the back. And that's one of them. I try to do bent over rows and whatnot, and very different variations to that to help target my rear deltoid. And to target my back in a way that pull-ups are not going to be doing for me. As well as that, it's a row. It's the opposite, basically, of a bench press. And so, our opposites that I do in the exercise that I mentioned on the reverse arm curls, same principle applies here. And yeah, I try to keep lower weight focus on control at first and peaking the muscle and trying to get full range, like trying to pull your scapula, this part back, this part here, and trying to pull it over, like try to get them like to touch each other, although it's not possible, but that's the kind of movement you want to feel. And I keep targeting that, and hopefully I can, increase the size of my rear deltoids. There's an exercise that I used for my push-ups to help increase size and difficulty, which is basically adding weights onto your back. Now, there's two ways I kind of do it. If there's someone there to assist me, which would be the better, which I'll get in push-up position, have, let's say 50 pounds, but in 25 increments on my back. And when I cannot do any more 50 pounds, I have the individual remove 25 off of me, and then do as much as I can with 25, have the individual remove 25 off of me, then I have nothing but my body and do as much as I can. This allows me to stay in my push-up position and not remove the stress that's on my body by, getting off my knees, removing it. But if you don't have anybody like that right now, usually I do 25 on my back only, alone, but I'm going to try to do 50 in front of you, excuse me, and try to remove 25, keep 25 on me, remove that after, and do just basic push-ups. Now this is going to help. Sometimes if I have my little cousins around me, I'll ask them to get on me to lie on my back, and I'll do push-ups with them on me. This is just to help boost the size, to help break through. Push-ups have this different feeling than bench press. I'm able to really kind of, when I do a push-up, what I try to do is my hands are here, and I imagine when I'm pushing myself up is to kind of like squeeze the floor, and I want to squeeze the floor together, and when I come back down I want to like rip the floor apart. When I rip the floor apart, it goes kind of to that movement that was in the bench over rows in the exercise before, and you're trying to pull backwards. You're going to help focus on your rear deltoids a little bit more. And I did that movement, I learned that from someone, and wow, and when you're trying to push the floor together, you kind of get that the dumbbell fly movement and push inwards. But what I also do is, I don't just do a push-up, I fully extend myself until I feel my back even working. So I'm normally some push-ups are like this, but I do it where I stretch as much as I can, and I peak at the end of the movement, and I found this really changes the way you do push-ups. You'll obviously be doing less push-ups because you're going to be focusing on so many muscles. I do that for full functional training, and because again you're doing the rear deltoid, you're doing even kind of in the scapula area of your back, and again the chest and the triceps. So most people focus on the tricep or chest only, but you can incorporate a few more. So let's try adding the 50 pounds, see how that works for me. Yes, I have one of the 25 in this bag that broke, but I tie this around my waist to be able to do some pull-ups, weighted pull-ups or weighted dips. So forgive it for being in the sack, right? Alright. If I continued, it'd only be bad form. Now here's the fun part, is to catch off 25 pounds, put that off to the side, as fast as you can, get back into the motion. Remove that 25. Finish off. Just with body weight. See, I can't do any more than that. I don't count. I just go with the burn and my body's ability. I really enjoy that. It's much better, obviously, if someone's there to pick off the weight. You see what I mean? I would just remain in the push-up position, and I wouldn't have the chance of cracking the floor if I dropped the weight or whatnot. But it's doable. It's just, it takes a little bit more effort, and I really enjoy that one. It's different than bench press. It's different. So those are some of the exercises I do on chest and triceps. Alright, now it's time to do weighted. Right here, as you can see, I have 25 pounds, and no, it's not a ball sack or whatever you want to stupid comment about. And I found a ghetto makeshift way of making weights. I wouldn't go more than 25 on this thing, but I can add 10, 5, whatever. But I've been put 25 for dips, but I forgot to change it. Don't feel like changing it. And I should be reducing it actually. So, in all reality, imagine there's going to be less weight. I can't do weighted pull-ups just quite yet. I can maybe do some, I could do pull-ups, but not chin-ups, excuse me, whatever. But with progress and time, I gained a lot of weight. You know, right now I weighed myself, I was 170, 171, and my muscles haven't really acquired that weight just quite yet, so it's as if I'm already weighted as it is. So I'll try to make one goofy looking chin-up, okay? Okay, maybe I could do more than one. I did 2, you know, I'm almost 200 pounds, and that's a lot for a dude like me. Alright, let's try this. I can't really do more than 2, but this really cuts the circulation off. Alright, so that was weighted chin-ups and pull-ups using the belt, and cut some weight off just by cutting off that way. Alrighty.